You opened the last game last night, which was Owen and Fogged casting. You said, your favorite casting duo. Don't think I didn't hear that,
that
Cheever.
every time.
And I've said it today once, because you know what? It's a habit, because I used to say that a lot in a different tournament. So it's kind of, it just rolls off the tongue for me, you know. And I know
Because there
that
was
that
only one casting duo for that tournament most
Yes,
of the
there
time?
was, actually. Yes, there was.
Your default favorite casting to these guys. And they have banned Tiny. Oh, I just know Liquid are going to pull something out of the bag here and ram it down LGD's throat, like they did in the last game. Either that or LGD are going to do the reverse and shove something into Liquid.
Okay, so let's see, Team Liquid. Are they
Liquid
willing
first
to ban
pick?
the Coddle themselves? I think it was a huge advantage that LGD gave themselves in the draft by being able to run a Coddle strategy themselves, so they don't necessarily have to ban it in their first three. They can actually be the ones to first pick it up in the 2-3 here. Liquid are the ones with first pick, I guess.
Yeah, they are.
So Liquid could leave out the Elder Titan as well.
We haven't seen a Tidehunter yet in this final.
Oh, by the way, to answer your question, Ted, Tiny has been played 9 times, and he's won 6 out of 9.
Wow, a strong hero.
Yes.
They've banned the Beastmaster themselves.
That's surprising.
I think they're now,
They're probably better heroes to open with, in their
I
opinion.
guess they're now forcing LGD to either ban IO, which they still could. Actually, maybe now they don't because the Beastmaster and the Tiny are, I don't know, he's still pretty good, but
You know what I think that LGD is going to play?
go on.
Witch Doctor.
You
Yeah.
reckon? Yeah, that's a good shout.
Seems to be a meme for them.
I reckon they might take something like Witch Doctor or Elder Titan first. Maybe.
Apparently Witch Doctor's just replaced Bane.
Yeah, well, I'm glad
That's the
about that
go-to
because
support.
Bane is hella boring and actually lost a lot. He
Yeah,
lost
he
a
lost
lot of
loads.
games. I think Witch Doctor is just better. Maledict is good. The heal is good. Bongos are good. His ult is good. Bane is just kind of meh.
Bane has played 9 games here and has won 2 of them.
There you go.
Rough times.
Chen
Oh,
ban.
man, the Chen.
I reckon that Team Liquid might take Disruptor. They like that hero.
So
Or Kotl. Kotl is there, but I don't know if you want to first pick Kotl. You could. Earth Spirit?
they get Coddle, and it could help match the Elder Titan pickup from LGD, where they would be able to run their own aggro dual lane. That being said, I think Beastmaster is probably the best hero from the off lane to run with Coddle right now, because he pushes out the lanes really well with the axes. Takes good use of the chakra magic.
Oh, here
wow.
we go again.
It's IO. It's the Wisp. Hey, it worked last time. It can work again. I like that logic. LGD take Elder Titan and Witch Doctor, maybe. Or Witch Doctor and...
Or Disruptor. Witch Doctor or Disruptor are both like some of the best duos against Witch strategies typically.
Rubik is also still there, don't forget.
Yeah. Let's see, LGD.
I think their Enchantress strategy would be pretty good versus the Wisp as well.
Why?
Because the laning phase is really difficult to play against an Enchantress.
Hey, they didn't go for Witch Doctor. What's that about?
Well, I think they figure Liquid aren't going to pick him, and so they can go Disruptor Lycan. And Lycan's been pretty damn good this tourney.
True, yeah. Well, Team Liquid, if they want a specific specific IO combination, this is the chance to pick it up, because I'm going to assume at least Fen is going to get banned out in the next phase. But they
Wonder
could
why they
just
pick
pick up Brewmaster, for example.
That is another good run at you hero.
Yep.
Doesn't push out the waves as well, but it's really going to make use of the run at you factor. I think LGD need to dodge somehow. I'm not sure, because Disruptor, the difference between Disruptor and Witch Doctor is I think Witch Doctor is going to be the better laner for you a lot of times. Disruptor is very easily run over because all he does is Thunderstrike. But Disruptor is the better team fighter with his ultimate and counters the Wisp relocate really well, both from a glimpse as well as Static Storm perspective.
Yeah.
Definitely ban away the Dragonite. Yeah, Liquid did that. You don't want to give them the push strategy
The
again
double
off
push,
the
right?
Lycan that they've already grabbed. I personally would also ban away the Enchantress for Liquid, while LGD, maybe Sven and Gyrocopter are probably
they
the
banned
best
Sven. They banned
Wisp
Sven.
duos.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Sven was a good ban.
I'm not sure who else is a good Wisp duo in this meta. Because a lot of the heroes do not run well with Wisp. You think about some of the best carries, Phantom Lancer, Lycan, what else? What are kind of
Medusa. Well,
when
in
I
meta?
think of-
Terrorblade, like those heroes don't really
True.
utilize Wisp very well.
When I think of IO heroes, also Ursa comes to mind, though.
Yes.
Yeah, they could Ursa. Good shout.
But is Ursa good against Lycan then?
If he gets on him.
Yeah.
No, Lycan's mobility is tough to deal with because
Yeah.
he's able to go to the back line really well. He's also tanky enough that he's hard to burst down.
If he can get some kind of lockdown. But I don't think they can. I was thinking Cole would be good against Lycan because you could just mana leak him and when he runs around, he just stuns himself and has no mana.
And you have Blinding Light against all
Yeah.
of the
Blinding Light's good.
all the illusions.
You can heal all your jumps. You can push out the waves.
Jumps is a positive thing?
But it would leave them without any hard disables.
Yeah. Jug, did you say? Jug
No,
Iron?
jumps. You said you could heal all your jumps. I thought that was a mean word to
Chums.
say. Chums.
Chums.
Chums. That's a nice word?
Yes, it's like friends.
Oh, okay. It's not a very common word.
Chum.
Yeah. Chum.
Elder,
Are you thinking of chump
Elder type.
with a P on the end?
No.
Probably.
Okay,
It's probably a very
Elder-
British word.
maybe.
Elder Man. Elder Spirit Man.
Elder Spirit Man is still in the pool. LGD has played a lot of that as well.
I
for
reckon we're going to see Invoker come out of Team
Woo!
Liquid.
First Ogre might have the tournament.
Oh.
It's
Are
going
they
to be
going to run
Invoker
OD
Miracle.
or Dusa? OD or Dusa here with the Ogre? Maybe
I don't know if he has
Sniper
time, actually.
as well?
I don't think he has time to come online as Invoker with the Lycan and the Disruptor logo, but
No, not Invoker. I don't think.
I've just seen them in tight spots before, just pick it for him because he's so good at it.
But Liquid can deny pick OD?
It's relatively good with Wisp. I don't think it's that good versus Lycan though. And I don't think you necessarily block pick. Like I think there are enough options to go with the Ogre here
Yeah.
that block picking doesn't really do anything for you.
Oh, hey.
Because all three of those heroes, and there's going to be more too, that are going to be quite good with the Ogre. But my big three is going to be OD, Sniper, and
That's that lockdown that you might need if you were, say, an Ursa. Huh? Hold someone in place. The Bane. You punch him with the bear.
they don't have a lineup that works with Ursa
I
because
know.
they have Lycan safe lane.
I meant for Liquid. See what I'm saying? Puck? What's going on here? Sheep, are you taking pictures of the crowd?
What? No.
Is that a
What?
maybe
No, you are.
puck, or is
No.
that a Chalice puck? Huh. Puck's pretty good versus Brewmaster and Wisp.
Because of the silence?
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, it's just like it's good burst damage. It gets to backline pretty easily. The silence and control is usually pretty good. They also have a lineup with combined with the Lycan running at you as well as the Disruptor Static Storm that there are. You want threats that forces you to break the coil now because the coil snap is actually so important.
Yeah.
You don't want a lineup that just turns and fights on you. Death Prophet is another hero that can run with the Wisp.
You know, Puck has been tried 3 times this tournament.
Yep, and it's failed all 3?
It's failed all 3.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised by that.
I don't. I know it maybe or Somnus is one of the best pucks that is out there, but it doesn't change the fact that it's still going to be a puck, and I kind of fear that he's not going to have the amount of impact that I think he needs this game.
I think you run him off lane. I think that's what I'd do. That way, you can. He's all right. You know, I don't think it's worth giving the whole mid lane to Puck. Is SF still
but
in the
that's-
pool?
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, I was thinking about SF for LGD. It could work for LGD as well, but
And that way you
or
get
Liquid
Puck.
as
You know,
well.
Puck gets his blink like an offlaner, and he blinks in and he silences the dream coils and he lives maybe, and it doesn't matter too much because he's not your mid. He's just like an initiator.
Gyrocopter Wisp strategy, we talked about that earlier as the other ban next to the Sven,
TA.
which means we're going to have that harder carry for Miracle in the mid lane.
This ogre is going to bully
I like
people.
Dusa.
He's going to bully that ball.
Yep. Well, Liquid has to make a decision soon. No time left.
Sniper.
They ban out the sniper, which would have been a nice combination with Ogre
SF.
Magi.
So they get the
Oh,
OD
yeah.
because the Dusa is the last. It's the last ogre hero. It's the last kind of mid carry that I can think of because they banned the sniper. Right, it was the three:
Yeah,
sniper,
yeah.
OD, Medusa. You pick up the Dusa, they're going to pick up OD, and they're very happy with that. So you grab the OD instead, and this puts LGD in an awkward position, I think. Maybe they just run an SF. Damn.
No, they were running.
Dude.
Oh, it's a maybe difficult.
All right.
Liquid's lineup is another Tricore, but it's not as greedy as game number 2, where they have the Lone Druid. They have a Gyrocopter here instead, which is an early-paced hero. They have lane winners as well, with the Wisp being able to combo with the Brewmaster, and Wisp later on in the mid-game team fight, able to combo up with the Gyro. I like Liquid's lineup again. I think LGD are going to learn the hard way that they can't run this aggressive strategy into the GH Wisp.
All right. Final thoughts on the draft, Ted?
I hope you're right. I would like to see Liquid take it. I think they've played the best Dota in the tournament. Yeah, I think GH God on the Wisp deserves to win on one of his signature heroes. So there you go.
Well, if Liquid take this game, that means that they will be once again the champion for the StarLadder Air League Invitational. Let's find out if LGD can push them to a 5th game or if this is indeed it for them here in this tournament. Over to ODPixel and Fogged.
Thank you, Shiva, and absolutely this could be the final game of the tournament if Team Liquid can pull it through. Can LGD put a stop to this run that Liquid have got themselves back on with that last game stomp that they had? That is the question. I mean, LGD, they're trying something a little different, Fogged. We're seeing them bring the China Doom and an Ogre Magi into this grand finals.
Was that the first Doom? Maybe there was one Doom in this tournament. I think there may have been one Doom before. Yeah, I think there was one Doom, but that is the debut of the Ogre Magi. So they are experimenting with some new heroes in potentially their last game of the tournament.
Yeah, we've seen it before already in this LAN. You know, teams coming in as having sort of these struggle against their opponent and then trying something that's a little bit different. So they're catching them a bit off guard, and I don't think Liquid would have necessarily expected the Ogre or the Doom to appear here in this game. Another question really, if Liquid are scared of the Ogre and the Doom, as that is, of course, the one thing on their minds. I mean, LGD, in terms of sort of the big core to Bloodlust up, sure, the Doom running it, it can get scary early on, but again, the problem is there is this GH IO. We've seen how much GH can do against any sort of early aggression. If you start trying to dive towers with this Ogre Doom, even the level 6 Lycan, if you're running at heroes, the likelihood is that IO is going to be there to save those cores.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like the same approach is going to happen. Liquid, they're going to run this like dual or try aggro, shut down this Lycan, because if you look at the draft of LGD, they really are all in on this Lycan to get big. The rest of the heroes, they don't hit objectives. They don't really scale incredibly well into the late game. Doom, you can argue can. Puck, we've been seeing that does not. Even if you hit that level 25, you get that GPM, you're still not that big threatening force because people just stand in the coil. They fight in it now rather than breaking it. So let's see what Liquid can do with this. Brewmaster, this pick versus Lycan is incredibly good for several reasons that we've stated before. Drunken Haze, of course, super obnoxious versus the hero, but also when you split, you can just instantly kill the book and all the summons inside of the fight. So it can definitely be a problem. However, you look at LGDs, if they can actually get this Doom online, if this Doom can start snowballing, he can have a very good impact onto Liquid's heroes, dooming either the Brew or the OD to put that pressure on it.
Oh,
look at that. Sleep plus Astral and to claim the room.
Yeah, no chance of LGD taking that one as Miracle's able to pick up the bounty down bottom. Matuma's giving a bit of a rundown onto Arme with the backup, but GH has that first point in the rocket barrage, brings Arme down low.
Oh, so they're running an aggro with Gyro and putting Brew mid.
FY.
Interesting. FY. Ooh. Dropping quite low.
Okay, so this sort of laning decision from Liquid, as you say, putting the Brew in the mid lane. Is this trying to get a certain sort of matchup? Is there a reason why you put Mind Control on the mid lane this game?
He could just farm in the mid lane perfectly fine. They want to be sure that the OD is safe, and they want to pressure that Lycan. I guess they're at risk. They're maybe a little worried that the Ogre is going to sit on the mid hill. Ogre plus Puck versus OD. OD is not going to get a whole lot. They want to make sure that Miracle's got some farm.
And with the backup of Kuro, he should certainly have a good shot at doing so in the safe lane on the OD.
Quite a strong dual lane between Bane and OD. Not something you really would expect to see in the safe lane so much, but versus this dual melee, they can definitely heavily punish this.
And they do move into Kuro, and Kuro taking a lot of damage here from the creeps, and with the Ignite taking him down, Kuro is very low. Miracle has to hold back X-Nova's Ogre with an Astral. Kuro has to be careful when he comes in like that.
Started getting a lot of hits from the creep wave under that Scorch, or under that Infernal Blade. GH just actually dies.
Yeah, that is going to be the first kill of the game, going the way of LGD. Matuma was trying to chase down FY.
Yeah, that's a bit uncharacteristic there from GH himself on the IO.
I mean, the dream start really for Arme down on that bottom lane, getting himself involved in an early kill. He's got the salve to get him back up to full health.
They want to be the ones who are pressuring, so it's not working out right now for the first two waves. Kuroki and X-Nova going at it. The sleep comes out. Miracle is there. They're going to continue getting some hits on him. With the banish, claim themselves the bounties. And they're going to go for some body blocks here.
Yep, surrounding him. X-Nova with the very smart play immediately TP's out there.
Very nice.
No chance of Liquid beating down on that Ogre quick enough at this stage to stop him from doing so.
And look at mid, maybe. Doing quite well versus that Brewmaster, since Brew, melee hero. Eat quite a lot of harassment, but Mind Control should be able to get a decent amount of last hits and farm, throwing that Drunken Haze over and over again.
Yeah, and at least with the Puck, you have the Orb to... And you know, the Rift as well. Ways to CS without worrying about that right click.
And he dodges the Drunken Haze with the phase shift.
That's smart. And now onto Mind Control. He's bringing the Brew down pretty low. So all in all, as you mentioned, just great showing from Somnus here on these first couple of minutes mid.
He is a beastly Puck player. Bottom lane, Ame not being bothered at all by this dual lane, actually. Just completely free farm. So LGD looking pretty good in the start of this laning phase. All three lanes going actually in favor. We see Miracle only have 4 last hits in the safe lane on that OD. And Kuro struggling as well a bit to help him out.
Yeah, once the levels are here on this Doom and Ogre, they are beefy in the sense that they can run at these squishy heroes like the Kuro Bane. To really be careful about his positioning and keeping his distance up top.
Ooh, Miracle's missing a lot of last hits under the tower there. He hit the range creep twice and still didn't get it because of his high variance in damage as OD.
Another look to run at him. Quick Astral onto the Doom to make sure the Infernal Blade doesn't come down. Yeah, this pressure, these lanes working out infinitely better for LGD compared to the last game. And he's manning up. 1v1 onto Mind Control. Is he going to have the orb up again soon? No, still a few seconds, so can't quite finish the kill. Mind Control does have a salve.
They're both playing with each other with the wand charges too, but maybe actually getting a bit more because of that Drunken Haze ban. And he's gone for the double no, so that high base damage stat advantage over Mind Control is there.
Yeah, this is looking really, really clean from LGD this opening.
Yeah.
Much, much more solid than that of in the previous game. And this sort of change up in strategy, sure, they do still have this high sort of early game pressure. They have the Lycan pick, but they've very much changed the draft around it. And that approach has just solidified these lanes in a way that they just were unable to in Game 3.
Got to be careful up top here.
Again, the Astral, making sure an Infernal Blade doesn't come down straight away. And now, in fact, GH coming in with a tether. Miracle was to try and turn. FY's there, though. Miracle and GH can't afford to go too crazy between the two of them against these three heroes.
Good defensive TP there by GH. Kind of expecting a rotation. And now Kuro has just made his way toward that bottom lane since he doesn't feel like he's really helping top at all, which he wasn't.
Absolutely not. I mean, his presence there did nothing to enable Miracle in terms of farm. Miracle continuing to be heavily shut down in this laning stage. Chalice tries to close the gap. Another Astra from Miracle holds him back. Proving to be a little difficult to actually put a dent into the OD, but they are keeping Miracle pushed away from the creeps and very much behind in terms of CS in comparison to the other cores on the map.
Yeah, Ame's full free farming, and OD is only 14 last hits to the 21 of the Doom and the 34 of that Lycan. So looking at the Puck as well in this game, there's pretty much no ways to catch him on the side of Liquid. They have no stuns. It's just Bane disables, which are not really that reliable versus a hero like Puck.
As the panel was saying, we're yet to really see an amazing Puck game. This could be the one that we've been waiting for, though.
Yep.
Up top, GH caught in the kinetic field. Miracle able to get a few Arcane Orbs onto Nova. Not quite enough to finish off the Ogre.
Some decent instacks, though. Starting to hit a little bit harder. The LGD, all 3 lanes, looking very, very nice for them. Maybe tries to get himself a rune, but it spawns bottom. It's a haste. He's going to join his buddies for that shrine. They used it a little bit before he got there, but gets enough out of it.
Yeah, and they were sort of on high alert, Liquid up top there, because they had the ward on the TP. They knew that there was a chance he was TPing to the shrine to move in, so they'll play it safe up top. I think they're aware that there is this movement here, because the spam ping came out, I believe, from GH. He did ping that area of the map, knowing that something was coming across, but it might not be enough knowledge to save him, though, as in goes the wall straight away. The kinetic field gets dropped down by FY, holding GH and Miracle in place. GH to fall. Kuro's going to TP in, but a quick glimpse from FY takes Kuro straight out of the top lane. LGD move in, and they claim both the lives of GH and Miracle as they continue to just absolutely crush that top lane.
Great first shapeshift usage in mid lane. Does look like they want to go for the dive here onto the Puck with the tether onto the Wind Spirit.
He's got the phase shift up in a second and has got the 1 charges. I think with the orb play he could get out. No, great control. Holds him up in the air. He can't jaunt to the orb. Now he's stuck in position. He can't get out.
Damn.
And Liquid will find something in return for the losses up top. And the losses up top do continue as the tower is taken as well by the push of Arme's Lycan.
Miracle's really suffering in this game as this OD. He has little to no farm. The dual melee core from the Doom and Ogre is proving to be enough versus the Bane and the OD.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. They took the OD away from the mid lane because they're worrying about him not getting farmed, but this is the problem with the safe lane OD, and one of the reasons why we just don't see it run a lot. It can get very easily shut down, and LGD did exactly that.
Shut down, and like Ogre doesn't really care too much about all this harassment. That's the nature of this hero. You just want to walk at people and hit them. And yeah, Miracle did actually miss a significant amount of last hits under that tower from the pressure. X-Nova, Matu, has to be the one to make all this pressure to bring the space back for Liquid, and they will not get themselves a kill.
So if they can find anything more with the rotation of the Jara, moving him away from that bottom lane will give space to Chalice, maybe. Able to grab himself the Invis rune from down bottom.
Liquid has very deep aggressive wards behind mid tower, and then 2 inside of the enemy jungle as well.
He's going to get rooted here. We'll see if he can tether his way out of this one. Has he got anything to fly towards? He does have Matumba Man. Just in the neighborhood in time. Will manage to provide GH the chance to get out. Mid lane, though, they drop the Dream Card. They know that Mind Control doesn't have the primal split. They want to get involved on him. They get the glimpse back, trapping him in the kinetic field. They surround him, but Matumba Man's trying to down with the cooldown. Fire Blast holds him in place, but it's enough time for the homing missile to connect onto Arme. They get the kill. They lose GH in return, but Matumba Man continues to chase down Nova. He sets up onto Mind Control, doesn't quite have enough burst. Has to drawn himself out to safety. Matumba Man's looking for the chase, but there is a phase shift available, so Somnus will be able to dodge the missile and keep himself back to the safety of his own half of the map.
All the right moves by Matu. This is what he needs to do to try to bring back his team in the game, because they are under a whole lot of pressure right now. Even though it's only like less than a 1k gold advantage for LGD, having your OD to be this under-farmed is quite terrifying. GH, the damage coming in. He should be okay.
Only just.
GH always carrying around an HP potion, or that one of those salves as that IO, so he can not only heal himself but his teammates up when he does go for those tether plays.
And look at this move from LGD. They're bringing the numbers down bottom, but TPs are coming through. Arme pops the shapeshift. See where he's going to make a beeline for first. He's actually running straight away from the missile, trying to draw them out, which sets up for the 3-man Dream Coil laid down by Somnus. They burst down GH. Matuma Man and Mind Control still relatively scary. They do know LGD that there is the primal split available. They're trying to back off, but Kuroki has the sleep into the cooldown. Chalice left behind as it seems. X-Nova trying to do his best to help, but his best interest is to get out of there, as they have to accept that Chalice is gone. Matuma Man getting himself another kill, as you say, continuing to keep up these movements. Staying at the top of the net worth, and X-Nova, he is going to be chased as well. He comes back into vision of the gyro. Rocket Barrage and Homing Missile connect onto this Ogre Magi, and Matuma Man will be able to find himself another. X-Nova looks for the deny to the neutrals, but it's not going to happen in time. Mega kill streak for Matuma Man. Mid lane Miracle moving in onto Somnus. The uphill miss, buying some time. It's not enough. Mind Control comes in with a slap, finishes off the kill. Arme's in the center of this all, but the primal split. The Sanity's Eclipse is dropped. No messing around from Liquid as they dispatch of the Lycan. GH having some trouble with the walls. The balls will be enough. No, they won't. He will fall, but mid lane's the main focus as Miracle continues to dive in. Takes down FY. They're trying their best to turn LGD, but they're only down to the last two alive. Chalice and Nova, but the control from Kuro. The sleep onto the Ogre, the feed grip onto the Doom. They are able to do it. Liquid get the team wipe. Miracle finds a triple kill.
Man, Liquid were there with more heroes, and LGD actually, they ported in one by one. So versus a Brewmaster, one of them ports in, throws him in the air. The next one ports in, he drops one of them, throws the other guy in the air. It did look like Liquid got a lot of opportunity there because of LGD's misplays.
And look at just how many Miracle sitting on stolen 48 in 11 minutes. You don't always see that amount this early. He was able to just get in and slap away at the members of LGD without them doing anything in order of being able to stop it.
Those are some big mistakes coming up from LGD there, getting punished, and now Miracle is completely back in the game. Kuro as well in that fight. I think just because he got the mana proc from the Essence Aura, it actually gave him the mana to be able to get the sleep plus the Fiend's Grip on both targets there. Get themselves a deny.
They've got the glimpse. Mind Control, trap into the Static Storm. There's a Nightmare from Kuro, but it's not going to do anything to save the Brew. LGD cut down one, take the tower. Bottom lane though, Somnus being dove upon, does have the phase shift, dodges off the cooldown. You have the wraparound coming in from Chalice. LGD trying to see if they can punish Matuma Man on GH as they look for the way out, but the Doom's dropped onto the IO. No escape for GH. The walls are out hunting for Matuma Man, but they haven't got any way to cancel the TP. Matuma Man will make it back to safety. LGD getting some kills, maybe even some more as Arme with the shapeshift, bringing the Centaur in, getting the vision onto Kuro, who gets glimpsed back into the kinetic field he goes. He's held in place. LGD hitting back hard as quickly as they let up the kills to Liquid.
Yeah. Action-packed early game, 21 kills total in 12 minutes. Both teams trying to take advantage of these cooldowns. It's like Doom is on cooldown, Liquid tries to make a move. Puck Coil is on cooldown, the opposite happens.
And already I think we can say that this game is certainly being the close match we hoped. Either way it goes, this one unlikely to be a stomp as both teams coming out of the laning stage with their strengths. Only a 1k lead for Liquid. As 13 minutes in, 10 to 11.
It is very, very close here. Matu still trying to stay on that aggressive. They don't really want Matu to be the one being that hero that does those aggressive moves. It's all about Gyrocopter early on.
Look at this wraparound. He's got his eyes on FY. FY ready to turn, pops the glimpse, takes Matuma Man away from himself. Chalice actually charges straight in onto GH. He wants to try and find this fight, but Miracle and Kuro are in the neighborhood. Chalice has to be careful. Actually, a relocate out from GH as he heads himself back to base. They're going to be waiting to try and catch him on the return. He will have the tether. See if they can hold him in place. I believe they'll have the glimpse back up. They glimpse him back. They've got the Thunderstrike upon him. FY trying to get in range, and he finds it. There's the glimpse. Drags GH back into the clutches at the remainder of LGD.
10 heroes running at the mid lane at the 13-minute mark. You saw even Mind Control was trying to join the fray from behind. But LGD, very good at catching heroes. Now Coil is down, and they know that Liquid knows that they do have the Brew Split up, of course, so they can actually make some aggressive moves onto LGD with that. And they're going to go right away. Try to take advantage of that Coil being on cooldown.
No holding back from either of these sides. As you say, those big, the longer cooldown ultimates in the game available at the moment for Liquid. Sanities and Primal Split. Arme's on the high ground though. He is going to get jumped on, tries to go for the shapeshift, but a quick Fiend's Grip from Kuro holds him in place. Oh, he still gets the time to get it off. Can he get himself away from the missile? He's running. Arme might just be able to lift this. He gets himself away. The smoke saving him from the flat cannon hit from Matuma Man. And now LGD look for the turnaround. Matuma Man gets burst down by maybe. The Doom's out onto GH. That's 2 down on Liquid. They've lost the Disruptor. But overall, if Chalice can get himself out, this is going to be a fight well spent for LGD. As he'll hide in the tree line, the Primal Split unable to finish off the job. And now Mind Control, he's got to try and run. Kuro's down the sidelines. Infernal Blade comes down from Chalice. Miracle was diving the tower, but he's been silenced up by the Waning Rift. Dream Coil down. Miracle has to self-astral himself. Mind Control with help Kuro will finish off Chalice's Doom on the sidelines. But Miracle, the bigger kill, is given up in the mid lane. LGD cut him down. And what a save there of Arme. And the majority of those plays coming out from this Disruptor play. The glimpse, I believe, onto the Bane, cancelling the Fiend's Grip. The Static Storm down around this Lycan, so no follow-up damage could come through. The smoke play allowing him to dodge the flat cannon. FY, hats off to the man there, playing out of his mind to keep his carry alive.
Always in the right place at the right time. Chalice absorbed a lot of the brunt of the damage there too on top with Alme, and sure, he dies, but that is well worth it there for LGD with those responses. That was Liquid's kind of like power point when they had that Bruce split ready. And LGD were able to respond with their cooldowns just coming back up.
With that fight as well, Somnus maybe top of the net worth, 7k coming up on the puck. He's got the Blink Dagger money pretty much on top of Veil of Discord, 16 minutes in.
FY, is he going to get another catch? The missile stun actually doesn't allow him to get the kinetic field down.
He'll try for it, but indeed, a little too speedy on to my man. Gets himself out of the range of it. GH is there as well with the tether just in case things start to get hairier for the Gyro. But there's that blink on maybe. We'll see what they're able to do with it. They know there's a bit of time when there's no Primal Split. Maybe they can try to make a jump and catch Liquid off guard.
We're going to have just straight battling happening in this game, Owen.
I think this is already making up for the last two games. We had two very one-sided stomps and outdrafts. One from LGD in Game 2 and one from Liquid in Game 3. This Game 4 certainly stepping up to be more of the grand final material that we'd hope to see between these two sides. Yeah,
and if you see the itemization coming out from that maybe puck, he's got the Blink Dagger already, got the Veil, and he's going for the Dagon. So blowing up that Wisp is definitely the target.
GH. He relocates out straight away. You can already see Chalice trying to find his allies that are going to be looked to tether towards from GH. Arme coming in as well. They surround this IO. Can they take him in time before he gets himself out? They can. They rip him apart before he can get himself back to his buddies. GH down.
LGD moving as a unit, just trying not to get punished by Liquid.
And they'll look towards that mid lane. Level 13 on the puck, maybe queuing up the Dagon after the Blink Veil. Capitalizing on that magical burst that is proving to be so strong against these cores of Liquid, which of course at this stage of the game don't quite have BKBs.
Yeah, they really need. They're going to need to get BKBs pretty early versus this lineup. They get punished really heavily by that puck. That's why the pickup was very nice versus the supports, especially, and that brew. OD also has to watch out because there's so many different forms of silence on the side of LGD, be it the Doom, the Disruptor, or that puck catching him. Scan comes out by LGD, actually catches Liquid while they're trying to make this aggressive move.
We'll see if they're able to do anything with that. Maybe try and position themselves in a way to take this fight. The Liquid are the ones looking for.
Nice Invis rune for GH. This is a great rune so he can at least pop that Invis, get a couple bottle charges on his teammates, and they won't be able to focus fire him in the fights.
At the same time, though, level 3 Necro is now out on Arme.
Oh, he's already got it. Okay. So that'll help a lot to catch that IO, at least when he's Invis, but shouldn't be Invis for too long anyway. LGD, all positioned. Waiting for a movement from Liquid.
And they smoke up themselves. They knew that smoke movement was coming in off the back of them getting that successful scan. They wait out the duration for it to wear off, and as soon as they know that Liquid's own smoke has come to a bit of an end without any success, they go for their own, and bam, they find a catch. The glimpse is going to be off the mark, though. FY. Bit of a misplay there. Doesn't fully control Mind Control, as Mind Control is able to get out scot-free.
That was a bit awkward. It did look like I saw Liquid actually draw a circle in the area, like kind of knowing that LGD was there, and then I saw Matu draw a circle on the other side being like, hey, I want to farm the triangle as Gyrocopter. So Mind Control comes out to be pretty fortunate there.
Hey, Somnus wants it. Oh, he tried to go in there with a blink to get the final touch onto the tower, but the deny was there from Kuro. Still though, tower off the map.
Yep. They're getting quite a lot of buildings here. But still, a slight 1k advantage coming out for Liquid, it does seem still, after all of this is said and done. Disruptor is going to be rushing that Spirit Vessel versus an IO, of course. You want to be able to negate that heal. Very good decision making by FY. He's been on point with this Disruptor, as we were mentioning. They are pinging him out now. Does seem like they know he's there. They got a slight point of vision onto him.
See if they can do anything about it, though. Chalice, been getting
Almost
a bit of space
BKB.
on this Doom.
Yeah.
As you say, yeah, very close to having the BKB. And then his life will become even easier in terms of just running at the supports of Liquid.
That Invis rune. GH. Where's the Necro Book?
Hasn't quite got it out as of yet.
He's looking for him.
He is. Nova in the neighborhood. Arme, if he comes in and pops that book, he will spot GH.
They're
but
looking
it
for
looks
someone
like
else.
He is indeed. The Astral's already there to hold back some of them, but Arme, he's found Miracle, wraps around, and Miracle will be saved.
The relocate.
Brought to the side, though. And Chalice is there. Chalice is in position to just drop the Doom straight away, chase down the OD. GH did not expect to take Miracle into that. Now they'll look for the turn, Liquid. Fiend Script up onto the Doom. They'll find Chalice in return. 1-for-1 at the moment, but LGD still trying to fight. Thunderstrike on Kuro, the Necro books as well, pushing him back. Arme's Shapeshift has one off. Kinetic Field down. Jump forward from Somnus. 3-man Waning Rift into the Dream Coil. Burst down a second. The BKB's been committed by Matuma Man, but Somnus able to jump himself out of it. He's thinking about going back in. The Shrine is there. Matuma Man's BKB wearing off. He's got to be careful as Somnus has the phase shift. Down bottom, FY and Nova being pushed away by Mind Control. They've got to think heavily about this one, LGD, because GH is back in. They don't want to try and stick around for the fight, as the rest of them will opt to disengage. So ends there with a 2-for-2. Unfortunate for Liquid that they lose Miracle there, but fantastic positioning from Chalice on the sidelines, just in the right position as GH goes for that relocate to the side of the fight rather than the relocate all the way back to the fountain and back to true safety.
Yeah, he didn't have enough charges to actually heal up that OD enough. That was a beautiful relocate to reposition the fight, though. That could have been a pretty disastrous fight for Liquid. The Disruptor ulti was wasted, so that was probably the biggest thing for LGD that allowed Liquid to take a decent trade, because I think they actually got ahead of that fight maybe just by like a slight margin of gold because of the Bruce split coming out before the Disruptor ulti, as well as the debut of that BKB on the Gyrocopter, even if it was at the very last instances of the fight. So Dagon pretty much finished up on maybe. That's going to help them a whole lot to be able to get that burst in. Oh, bottom lane.
GH and Matuma Man able to chase down Chalice.
Okay. Happy with that one.
And as you say, there's that Dagon. Same time, Hurricane Pike is there for Miracle.
Still a super close game. They are making their way into the Roche pit now. There is no Bruce split.
I don't think he'll get away with this one, though. Mind Control
It's up in 2 seconds.
close.
They do have to be careful here.
I mean, Arme's committing the shapeshift. He wants to try and chase down for kills outside of the pit. Mind Control, as you say, has Primal Split ready to pop. Pops it immediately.
Doesn't kill the books just yet. Now he does. So
Just one of them.
the big threat that LGD did have, the shapeshift and that Necro book, has been expended. And during this, Liquid is taking that bottom tower. It's the power of that brew versus the Necro books. You just always are able to pretty much kill them instantly, I said.
They have sort of caught Kuro left behind, though. Kinetic Field's down. They have the walls upon him. We'll see if any sort of save comes in. Mind Control is there on the high ground. Jumps in with the clap. Kuro being chased by the walls. Kinetic Field does hold Mind Control in place. We'll see if they can do anything about getting these kills, finishing them off, and they can drag Kuro back to his death. So they'll get something, LGD.
And they know that the Bruce split's down too. So they're going to head their way right into that Roche pit. Can Liquid defend this one?
I mean, if anything, they need
the gyro, yeah.
And he's on his way straight over. Immediately TPs to the Shrine. X-Nova trying to keep their attention towards the side of it. Fire Blast to hold back Miracle. Somnus jumps in. There's the burst immediately, bringing both heroes down to half health. The Dream Coil also holding them back. Matuma Man committed the cooldown.
They're a bit afraid now. Miracle already has 20 stacks up. They know that.
And there was a lot of int lost by the Ogre. Insanity's Eclipse ready. Fiend's Grip is there as well. LGD respect that.
Yeah. They know that they expended their coil too, so their ultimates were used where they can't get that good lockdown. And the Gyrocopter is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Almost approaching that B-Fly. Actually, I think he has it already.
And the courier is on
Very
his way
early
out
timing. BKB into B-Fly right away. Already at the 24 minutes. They do not have great damage to go through that.
Yeah, Matuma Man doing a very solid job at holding himself at the top of this net worth.
Yeah.
Keeping himself farmed amongst the chaos that has been ensuing in this 24-minute game, 18-16.
Racking up the int even more on Miracle here.
And now
Looks
they are
hot.
going to look to try and fight here. FY's going to look for control. Mind Control's the one to jump in straight away, but immediate Static Storm's down. They hold the Brew in place. They'll look to burst him in time during the silence. Can they quite finish him? No, they can't. He gets the chance to pop the Primal Split. Chalice spots the BKB, but he has to run out of there. Sanity's Eclipse drops straight down onto the head of Arme to claim the Lycan's life. Liquid committing their ults, finding big kills. Miracle on the front line, seeing if he can catch anything more out. FY and Chalice back towards the Shrine. keeping their distance, actually finding GH on the side of it all. He's able to tether himself over to Miracle, and Chalice and FY, they've got to get themselves out of here or be very careful. Kuro holds the Doom in place with the Nightmare. Mind Control ready to blink in if you can close the gap and go for the clap. They've managed to find the homing missile onto Chalice. Liquid starting to increase this lead, 5K now as it builds up.
This gyro is a big problem for LGD. They can't take the fights versus him. As soon as the BKB is popped, all their actual damage is gone because he can actually pop BKB, pop flak, kill those Necrobooks on top of with the brew and not really take any damage from the rest of LGD because they're very, very magic damage focused. Doom wasn't able to get a good Doom off in that fight either. 7K gold advantage now for Liquid, and they're trying to claim themselves a tower during all this while they know the coil and the shapeshift and the disruptor ulti are down. They're feeling a bit stronger now.
On that top lane, LGD are coming out. They do get the glimpse back onto Miracle. Being very careful how they fully commit though. Somnus actually getting caught and brought down very low. The damage from this Matumba Man gyro with that very quick butterfly that we talked about is just tearing them apart. Buyback comes out from FY, but maybe an X-Nova. They're on the sidelines. They don't have buyback available, so that's another tower gone. And as soon as we see this 5K, 7K lead, it now stands at 11K for Team Liquid. Things falling vastly out of hand for LGD in the last few minutes of this game, and with Roshan looking to go the way of Liquid as well, the difficulty is amping up at an incredible pace for LGD.
They're starting to get really big items. Like I mean, the B-Fly and the BKB were the biggest ones, but now Miracle's getting more online. Mind Control keeps getting his split off too in these fights. They're not able to stop it.
They want to try and commit for this. They've got the wolves in, but already the Fiends group holding Arme on the sidelines. Roshan's still getting beat down. They're going for the puck play. Can they lead it for the steal? They jump in, but they can't get him. Miracle, he's already picked up the Aegis. The Doom is down onto Miracle, but they've lost the puck. They're just losing, hemorrhaging heroes LGD as Arme's down. Chalice as well. They may not even lose Miracle the once because GH, they're able to keep this man a little bit alive. The stick charges come out. Miracle, he's not even going to die once. They've lost 4 on LGD. Liquid only losing Kuro, and that...
This snowballed out of control so quickly. It was, like you said, a 5K gold advantage not even 5-6 minutes ago. It has gone up to a 15K. LGD runs into the pit, gets demolished by Matumba Man. Oh my goodness, this could just well be the game, Owen.
I mean, we said it was looking close to the start, but as you say, this game has just fallen off incredibly for LGD. Liquid just finding these sweet spots to jump in and abuse the team fight that they brought, the itemization, as you say, just leaving LGD no hope whatsoever in these team fights. As the mid racks is down, 20K lead for Liquid, they move to a second set of racks. And here they go, the Int stacking up with a Hurricane Pipe from Miracle.
This is definitely the second Rex. LGD unable to do anything versus this lineup now. They're going to port in. This is last effort.
Big. They are going to try. Jump in straight away, but Matumba Man just pops the BKB. Chalice leading on to Miracle, but GH is there with the tether, keeping Miracle alive. Sanity's Eclipse drop down onto X-Nova. He's down. Arme gets picked apart as well. Chalice to fall. Double kill for Miracle, and
GG is called.
G is called. It's all too much for LGD as Liquid beat down upon them in incredible fashion and secure themselves another victory here at StarLadder, as Liquid are your StarLadder I-League Season 4 champions.
They've defended their titles how many times now in a row? 3 times or so? Liquid, Matu really just turned it up a notch in this game. The rest of his teammates were kind of stubborn, but him and Mind Control just salvaged it completely. Those big fights, the primal splits getting off every single time. LGD just... It actually just snowballed completely out of control.
It really did. I mean, we saw here today in this LAN final, sure, LGD had that one game where they had this strat, they executed it flawlessly, but the other 3 games, the other 3 losses to Liquid, it just never was quite there for LGD. A little bit of a glimmer of hope in that last game, but there we have it. Kuroki lifting the cup. His 1,001 win, 1 game on his way towards those 2,000 wins that I'm sure will inevitably see Kuro reach down the lifeline of his career.
Has brought his shorts to play.
He really has. Did LGD ever really stand a chance against this Finnish fashionista?
I don't know, but it was damn well played by this one. It looked like a bit of a struggle in the laning phase, but they really took advantage of that Doom cooldown. They pressed forward, started using that advantage, started taking advantage of like Disruptor being that weak hero if you get ran at. And look at Matu, as always. That sweet celebration.
He loves it. They love it. GH smiles all around. Mind control. Miracle as ever, playing it cool. Matsu just absolutely owning the moment here on stage. As Liquid,
They only dropped one game at this tournament, right?
they really did in the grand finals against LGD. Other than that, it's been smooth sailing from start to finish. More of those tasty Dota Pro circuit points in the bag for them as well. Of course, on top of the money.
Miracle's like, no, I'm okay. Just standing next to you guys is enough.
He's not about that life.
No. But
Well, there
wow.
we have it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining myself and Fogged for this grand finals. Hats off, of course, to Team Liquid. Massive congratulations to them. Kudos to LGD for trying their best, but it just wasn't quite enough at the end of the day, as Team Liquid are your StarLadder I-League Season 4 champions.